Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Art of Creation Homestead. My name is Jason. We're in the kitchen today, but not to cook necessarily, but to talk about our fresh blueberries that we just picked. Alright, we went and picked about 13 pounds of blueberries today, and we got them over here in a tub in our harvest container that we used, and we're going to talk about how to freeze them appropriately, how to store them away in your fridge appropriately for immediate use, okay?
So here are our beautiful berries that we picked.
Big container full.
Yes. It's pretty heavy.
13 pounds, so yeah,
yes.
That's a good weight.
The first thing we're going to do is we're going to pull out the amount that we need for fresh eating, for making stuff with right off the bat.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to freeze all of these.
Nope.
Because we love eating them, we love making stuff with them. But the ones that you are going to just store for fresh eating, you do not want to wash them right now.
Nope.
You're better washing them before you use them or before you eat them. So I'm going to go ahead and pull those out to store them. And the best way to store them is in a container of any sort, bowl or container of any sort, and you want to put paper towel in the bottom. That way it absorbs any moisture, and that way you don't grow mold or anything like that. Mm-hmm. And you want everything to be breathable, so you don't want to put an airtight lid on it. You're better off putting plastic wrap or something like that that is breathable than to put an airtight lid on.
Why does it need to breathe?
Because if you trap in moisture in there, you're more likely to grow mold and things like that if you trap in moisture in there.
Okay.
With letting it be able to breathe, moisture is going out.
Okay.
So now I'm just going to measure them out. I'm using a measuring cup. This is a 1 cup measure. And I'm just going to measure out how many I think we're going to use in recipes.
It's a dry measure.
Yes.
It's a dry measure, not a liquid measure. There's a difference.
And probably when I'm doing this, I'm going to also weigh them. Weigh how many were in a cup. That way I know approximately how many I'm going to put them in bags to freeze. So this is what we pulled out for fresh eating and for baking with now. Baking or cooking with now. And this is what's left for storing away. We are not going to make any jam or anything like that with them or can them in any way. We're going to freeze all of them. Because blueberries are one of those things that are much easier to use frozen than canned or any other way. Now you can blueberries in like a light syrup. The best way to really use them though is frozen. Mm-hmm. Now you can also dehydrate them. What we're going to do, we're going to freeze all of them. But what you want to do before you freeze them, you want to get them washed and cleaned up.
Gotta wash them all.
You got to get them all washed.
Yep.
So now that's our next task at hand, is to wash them.
Wash them all and put them out on. We're gonna put them out on a big towel to dry them, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you want to get them dry.
Yep.
And what we usually do, we usually dump these into a sink full of cold water. We wash them about 3 times to make sure that they are nice and clean.
Yeah.
And then we will lay them out on a towel.
Clean out your sink, put some good clean water in it, and then go to the other side and do the same thing.
And these were grown organic.
They're really stinking clean on their own.
These were grown organic. We trust the farm we got them at. They're very clean. If yours are not organic, and you are worried about possible pesticides, things like that, you can put a little bit of white vinegar and a little bit of baking soda in the water, and it will bring out any pesticides or anything like that, and it will go out in gases.
Okay.
Now we've got our blueberries nice and washed, and we've looked them, make sure that there's no...
Yeah, inspect them very well.
And when you do, see this little thing in the bottom where your blossom was? Spiders like to build a nest in there and lay their eggs in there.
Especially the bigger ones. You got smaller ones, not so much, but the bigger ones, yeah.
Make sure that there are no little white netting in there, because that means there's a spider's nest in there.
Right. Unless you like these spiders, then hey, go ahead.
Yeah, by all means.
How bad?
We've put them here on this towel. We've kind of rolled them around to help dry them.
Do this a couple times too, to roll them around.
To help dry them really good. And now I'm going to tell you how to freeze them. Most people are going to tell you that with all berries, they have to be laid out on a sheet tray, and the sheet tray has to be put in the freezer until they're solid. and that, or otherwise they're going to all mash together and freeze together in one solid clump. That is true of raspberries. That is true of blackberries.
Right.
That's why I've done videos showing you that both of those have to be individually quick frozen. Blueberries, that is not true of.
Because they got the skin.
They have a nice thick skin that keeps them from freezing together in one clump. So they can just be put in a bag. Now, if you are going to vacuum seal them, if you're using a vacuum sealer, you do want to pre-freeze them in a layer and then put them frozen into the bag, because the vacuum sealer will push down on them so hard and so tight that it will mash them. So if you're going to use a vacuum sealer, you do want to freeze them individually, quick freeze them, then put them in the bag. But we don't do that. There's really no sense in doing that with blueberries.
Right.
And also we use them so quick they really don't need to be vacuum sealed.
That's good.
So now I am going to freeze these in just regular zip top freezer bags. And I've got it on a scale. You can do, most recipes call for 2 cups of berries. So I like to freeze them in what I know I'm going to use. So we weighed 1 cup. We measured out a cup in a dry measuring cup. And it weighed slightly over 5 ounces. So we know that that's 1 cup. So I'm going to do, to round up just a little bit, I'm going to do 12 ounces in each bag. So I've got it on a scale and got it at 0. And now
And fold the tops down.
Fold the tops down. So now I'm just going to put the dry berries in the bag until my weight says 12 ounces.
Alright, so real fast, we'll show you how we seal these. It may be a little unorthodox, but I mean, we're trying not to press them, right? I mean, you don't want to press them down. Like if I start smashing down here, I'm going to smash all these blueberries, and that's not the goal here. So you can't really get all the air out, and it's not the end of the world if you don't. Because by the way, we're not using a vacuum sealer, right? We just went through that. So this is what we do, though. So you take it, leave a little bit of space right here. All right, just enough, kind of settle it down. It's going to settle some. Ain't going to be completely flat. It's fine. So do that right there. And now I'm obsessive compulsive about this kind of stuff. So first of all, so what we're going to do is they're going to settle some again, and we're just going to do that. A little obsessive compulsive, that's okay. Just detail oriented is what I'm going to call it. Now to take this straw, we got stainless steel straw. We're going to put it inside of here. I'm going to suck the air out of it the best you can. Just like that. Now, again, it's not airtight. Sometimes there'll be a little more airtight than that. Some others, like this one's clamped down pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, without pressing, you know. So this one can be a little better, actually. But see, that you can't get them that well right there. And it's where you can just see the ripples of the berries, but they're not pressed into each other. So here we are, we're all finished. We've got 12-ounce bags of berries to freeze, plus a little extra over here from eating, plus all the berries we put together and start to store away fresh for, you know, making stuff that you may or may not have to see a video on later, right? So that's it. We got a good amount. It's probably 13 pounds. There's around 13 pounds of berries. We got a lot of berries there to freeze, and a lot that we can use later for. We'll use them in like muffins, baked up meal, bread, things like that. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. My name is Jason. That's Angela Kay. This is Art of Creation Homestead. We love y'all. God bless you and goodbye.